try an activity called Chord Scramble. The first thing we have to do is list out all of the chords that we know how to play. So here's a list of a few of the chords that I know. I don't want to use all of these chords, so to start, I'm going to pick 2 to be my verse. You could also do this randomly by pulling the chords out of a hat or closing your eyes and picking one. However you want to do it is fine. So I picked C and A. I'm going to start by playing them 8 times each just to kind of get the feeling for it. You can play along with me if you want to. 1, 2, ready, go. And switch. Ooh, that's kind of fun. And switch. And switch. Cool. I like that one, but I'm going to try at least one more thing just so I have some options. So instead of playing C to A, I'm going to play C to E minor and see what that sounds like. 1, 2, ready, go. I really like both of these chord progressions so far, but I think I'm going to stick with C to E minor because my mind is sort of hearing some other chords that might eventually fit into those. So I'm going to stick with C and E minor for my verse. All right, so I'm going to pick a couple more chords to go into this progression for my chorus. I'll stick with this 2 chords for my verse, and then for my chorus, I'm going to add these in. I was thinking about adding in D and B flat to see what that sounds like. So why don't I go C, D, E minor, B flat. I'll kind of do them right in order. So we'll see what this sounds like. I'm just going to play them 4 times each this time. 1, 2, ready, go. That's kind of a cool one, but just to try something different, why don't I do a D minor instead of a D and see what that's like. 1, 2, ready, go. That's really fun too, and I don't necessarily like one better than the other, but I do feel like the first one is a little more surprising and maybe even a little bit more optimistic, where the second progression is a little more, not necessarily sad, but it has like a little bit more emotion behind it. So depending on what I'm feeling like writing about lyrically, I can choose between those different progressions. This exercise is all about experimentation, so just plan on not liking a lot of the ideas that you come up with. You don't have to throw them away right away. Play through the progression a few times and see if you can, for example, hear a melody that could go over it or hear a beat that might go along with it. And after a while, hopefully you'll start to slowly hone in on something that really feels like a cool song to you. As you work on writing chord progressions, you might start to notice that some combinations of chords sound really good to your ear, and others are, at the very least, surprising. Take a note of this, either mentally or actually down on paper, so you can start to notice patterns. We are going to explore these ideas more in our music theory lessons, but if you just start to make notes and figure things out for yourself, you'll be halfway there once we get to the theory part.